the majority beyond the two-thirds required for adoption, as the joint effort by the Arab group and countries associated with the Organization for Islamic Cooperation saw more than 100 co-sponsors of the text and 153 countries in support.
This draft resolution demands an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. Let me repeat, demands. The language of demands, it has the power of implementation. It does not call for or urges, it demands. And we will not rest until we see compliance of Israel with this demand from the General Assembly, so that we can see a ceasefire in place, so that we can move into the massive amount of truckloads of assistance, humanitarian assistance, of food, medicine, water, and fuel in order to run the hospitals, to run the plants for desalination and all needs.
The resolution not only demands an immediate ceasefire, it also reiterates demands for all parties to comply with their international and humanitarian law obligations, and further demands the immediate and unconditional release of all hostages, as well as ensuring humanitarian access to them.
Thank you, Mr. President.
With South Africa among the more than 100 co-sponsors of the text.
This emergency special session presents an opportunity for us to illustrate that the organization that was created to give hope for peace is not tone deaf to the suffering of the most vulnerable. The ESS is an opportunity for us to illustrate that we are able to take on the responsibility entrusted to us by the UN Charter and international law, and call for an immediate ceasefire and not condone war in the name of self-defense. The events of the past 6 weeks in Gaza have illustrated that Israel is acting contrary to its obligation in terms of the Genocide Convention. As a UN member state, and owing to South Africa's painful past experience of a system of apartheid, this impresses on us as member states to take action in accordance with international law.
2 amendments introduced by Austria and the United States condemning Hamas and its actions on October 7th failed to garner the necessary two-thirds majority for inclusion. Israel's envoy signaled that a humanitarian ceasefire would only benefit Hamas.
This institution was founded in the wake of the Holocaust. It was established to prevent such atrocities from ever happening again. But by supporting this resolution, you are doing exactly the opposite. You are voting in favor of a genocidal jihadist organization. Mr. President, unlike our enemies, Israel believes in life and peace, not brazen violence. No piece of paper, especially one that is adopted by a biased, politicized majority, will prevent Israel from defending itself against those that seek our destruction. Israel is fighting a war for her future. There is not a single member state here, not a single member state here that would act differently in a similar situation. A ceasefire only serves to prolong Hamas's reign of terror, so I urge all member states to vote against this resolution.
121 countries voted in favour of a similar draft in late October, which called for a humanitarian truce leading to a cessation of hostilities, which means the majority in support of an end to the fighting has grown by 32 states. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.